Welcome to
Call Her Shadow Daddy.
a place where we chat about our
Usually.
spicy reads. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mo. And today is an extra special episode. We're discussing Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed. And not only did we binge the whole show today, all 6 episodes, we also have a very special guest joining us today.
Guest.
Tell us about our guest,
Friend
Nick.
of the pod, Heated Rivalry expert, also BL Boy Love expert, the one and only Roar. Welcome, Roar.
Wow, I just feel like I need like a good walk-in song now. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
We're so excited to have you.
We're hyped. Roar is excellent because she is one of our first and most avid listeners.
Yes.
And we love that. She shares the love
I'll
of the
send you my
podcast.
invoice later for how many times I've sent this podcast to other people.
She also let us use her HBO account.
Yes.
And
Which I know that's the real reason you invited me.
No, not true. And she binged the show with us. We've been together like the last 7 hours.
We've been here all day. It's been a great day.
Yeah.
It's been great.
I played the 5th on that not being my first time watching
I was
it.
gonna say,
and likely won't be the last time.
What time was this for you?
The third time.
The third? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So could you give us a little like high level synopsis of what is Heated Rivalry about?
Yeah. So Heated Rivalry stars these 2 star hockey players, Ilya Rozanov and Shane Hollander, in their basically 10-year romance. And kind of how that goes with them being in the league as closeted
Lovers.
yeah. Yeah, there's no moratorium on that word, right? Yes. It's a great story.
Yeah, it really is.
It's so good.
It's taken the world by storm.
It really has. And we, Call Her Shadow Daddy, gotta get in on that.
Gotta get in. We're, as usual, a little late to the train.
Well, what's interesting is that I don't think I was mentioning this. I watch a lot of TV, and I never rewatch things. Like that's kind of
so this is
so me
like
having
big.
rewatched it more than once is why.
And that is why you are our Heated Rivalry expert, Roar.
Yes.
Thank you.
Those are my credentials.
Yes.
We're happy to have you, and so let's talk. We're gonna talk about the book and the show. We'll kind of like mix it.
Spoiler alert: they're very similar. Like they're bar for bar, word for word. Some of the dialogue.
I was very
identical.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like in a good way because I hate it when a show or a movie will ruin a book for me, and I think it just added to it.
Well, I think it was really intentional by Jacob Tierney, the creator. Like just making sure that Rachel Reed was a part of the process too.
Yeah.
Of like, let's make sure that this is good enough.
Yeah. And they did a good job.
I will say the casting, excellent.
Except,
okay,
my
let's
God.
talk about. Do you want to talk about like Ilya and Shane, like to start?
Yeah, let's do that.
And then we can kind of get into like what they're up to, right?
Yeah.
So
the hockey players, they're they're on rival hockey teams.
Yes.
They meet.
They're both like best of the best rookie season.
Star players. They meet and they basically, there's some
sexual tension.
Sexual tension.
First thing that was different from the book.
Wait, I'm just gonna finish this. Sexual tension, and then they start hooking up.
Yes.
And then it goes from there. Okay, go, Nick.
Sorry.
You're good. You're excited. We're all excited.
You're talking. Okay, so the first thing that was different from the book and the movie, everything felt the same. Their first interaction felt the same, but they first feel the tension when they're in the hotel gym, like late at night.
Yes.
In the book, they're on treadmills, and they almost
That's
fall
an
off.
interesting change.
Instead of bikes.
So it's like more obvious that they can tell they're going faster because I know when we were watching more,
I'm literally like, it's kind of
can't
silly
really
that
tell.
they're, how do you, it's the old bikes, because it's 2007,
There's no
2008.
Peloton,
I
okay?
think I think that also goes to show just how close it was. Right. If we're like, it was like treadmills versus bikes.
Right.
But yes, that was
different.
Oh, and I forgot, I did have a good quote that kind of like summarizes their like kind of. I do think the book did a better job of showing their kind of love-hate, a little more like enemies to lovers in the book than
really,
you do in the show.
Big rivals.
Yeah, because in the book we have this quote. He frustrated Shane on the ice and flustered him off the ice. Shane wanted to cross-check him in the mouth and then kiss it better. He wanted to rub it in Rozanov's face. He wanted to rub himself on his face.
Wow, the way that just like degraded into
so like you're getting a little more of that like he hates him, but he also
we do
like,
love enemies
wants
to lovers.
to jump his bones.
We do.
Like,
We haven't had many enemies to lovers.
Yeah,
on the pod.
we haven't.
We've had like light enemies, but not like this is like a 10-year I mean, they're not enemies, but like everyone sees them as enemies the whole time.
Well, and they are still playing against each other on the
in the book. They definitely start off more as enemies, like because they're competing, and it's very just physical in the beginning. And I think like this is very much a slow burn from the relationship standpoint.
Not the sex.
But not the sex, and it's true.
Like not even 10% in. And I was like, here we go. That's our girl Rachel. She will get it done.
Yeah, and same with the show. Like, it's pretty early.
Yeah.
What was the first in the show? Oh, the shower scene, right?
Yeah. Right. And that was exactly like in the book.
Yep.
And
we'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
So it was excellent.
What's like, so they're...
Okay, so...
What are some of our key plot points? We covered the meet cute. And then I feel like they're hooking up throughout the years.
Yeah, they're hooking up throughout the years, but it's kind of like only when they're playing each other. They hook up, they have their hotel. It's really cute. In the book, I guess they do it a little bit in the show, that Shane buys this like a whole like townhouse. Doesn't he buy like 3 units?
Yeah.
And like in the book, it's only the bedroom that he has like actually done up so he can have Ilya over.
Yeah.
But in the show, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And he has 2 apartments, one next to the other.
Yeah.
Right.
So that they can hook up in private.
Exactly.
It's very much like hush hush. Yeah.
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 And the whole time we're getting like their inner monologues, right? And like we're getting some of the stuff with Ilya with his dad and like that stress. And then with Shane being like, am I gay? I don't know. Like maybe?
Yeah.
But why does it have to be Ilya? It's like a lot of like his inner monologue.
That's
of, like,
interesting. I guess to be clear, I have not read the book for the listeners out there.
So we're
I'm only just the show. No, so I'm just, I'm loving this. I'd like to hear what the difference is. Yeah.
So,
I guess like, how did you feel, Roar? Like, did you feel like you could get in both of their heads? Because I think the book, it alternates each chapter, or maybe not each chapter, but
like a
in
lot.
their perspective.
If you were to ask me, like, who the main character is, like, Shane feels very much more of the main character, and Ilya is the male lead, as a that's a common term in the boys love space.
Oh, okay.
Because most are men, you can't say, like, female,
really
male lead.
Yeah.
So I get the sense that he's the main character. You see, and I feel you get more into Shane's head than you do Ilya's.
Nick, do you feel that way from the book?
I felt that way from the book, for sure. Okay. And I feel like you gave me the words, like, to put it, because when I won't get into it yet, but when I was looking at the Shadow Daddy criteria, usually it's, like, the female main character and the male lead. Right. And I was thinking about it as, like, Shane and the male lead of, like, Ilya being, like, is he a Shadow Daddy? Didn't feel that as much with the last book that we did with Kip and Scott. They felt very much like they were both the main... Actually, Kip kind of felt like the main character.
Yeah.
Right.
So interesting, but I never thought of it that way with like those words.
Yeah, that's a helpful.
Well, that's interesting because Kip and Shane are both the bottoms.
There you go.
So nonchalant.
Which in boys love, sometimes it depends on who's the main character and who's the.
Yeah, and I feel like it was, also, the like. Sorry, I'm trying to work it out.
Are you talking about?
I'm talking about. I'm mixing up all the guys' names.
Ilya.
Shane.
Shane and Ilya.
He was having that discovery moment, and so there was a lot of like, figuring out that he was gay, trying to figure out like, okay, but do I still like girls and I like guys?
Or, like Ilya comes in like knowing his whole self.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think
you're right. He doesn't have as much of that like self-discovery that like Shane has.
Yeah. And so I think one of the like conflicts that comes up. Tell us about Shane's girlfriend. Nick.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay, yeah. So he has this girlfriend. So things are heating up with Shane and Ilya. Same in the book and the show. Yep. And they call each other by their first names, and that's when he kind of freaks out, right?
That was very intimate.
Yes, it was.
I don't know if you felt that same way, Roar, with the show, because in the book they're like calling each other by the last names over and over. So when he's like, when I actually wrote down this quote, wait, where was it? This wasn't a quote, but I said, when they let their tough guy exteriors down and said each other's first names,
classic trope.
It was so sweet and intimate.
It's interesting because in the show you see them being intimate a lot, and it's not as obvious as a viewer only of the fact that they're only calling each other by their last names.
Okay.
I don't know that that was something I caught the first time around in full. Like, I could tell that it was important, and he's freaking out, he's crashing out. Like, that was the closest they've been. It's not even like a full penetration sex moment. right? Like not one would think. Like, and sometimes like most intimate moments, right, are almost the least physical.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until I was, on the interwebs and then watching it again where I was like, okay, like I can now know that this is happening, and then this is very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's quiet. Like they're whispering each other's names.
You have to really be
it's
like,
and then you're like, wait,
attention.
do you actually know my first name?
Right.
like, okay, you do. Okay, we're confirmed.
It's a good thing they were with Mo, because Mo probably would have mispronounced it. Before this pod, our sweet Mo really sometimes struggles with these names that she's not used to.
Ilya. I've been calling, what have I been saying?
Isla, bro.
Isla, Illa, I don't know.
But,
Ilya.
So just please
That's
give
why
Mo
when I
grace.
was-
Yes, she's doing her best.
When I was like struggling a moment ago, it's because I was trying to remember how to say his name.
We should have written it down for
I
you,
know.
like in phonetic spelling.
Okay, but we're getting back to Nick
Oh my
talking
God.
about
Wait, what was I talking about?
the girlfriend.
Rose.
Oh, the girlfriend Rose. Okay, and this is something
Rose
that
Landry.
I was like, because I wrote a little list before we watched the show that was like, I wonder if they'll do this differently. And I wrote like,
Ooh,
Rose
yes.
question mark? Like,
Yeah.
is this going to be the same? It was mostly the same, but basically Rose is this movie star that Shane starts hooking up with, but he has some problems down there when they are hooking up because...
Okay, let me ask, because
He's
in the
gay.
book, like how much in detail are we knowing about like
We
the
don't.
problems about? Okay, so it's
Yeah.
also because it's pretty
It's
obscure
just
in the
implied.
show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just implied, but like, but he does have, I feel like he has some internal monologue that's like, yeah, like, Rose is cool, but like, I'm still thinking about Ilya.
Yeah.
Well,
like
it's
I'm like closing my eyes and thinking.
Well,
about
and what and that was evident also in the show. But what I think is interesting is I do wonder if he has had trouble with women before he met Ilya.
Right.
Because I don't think he
think
was.
so.
I don't. Okay.
They
like,
talked
was
about
Rose,
that in
yeah.
the book.
Okay. Like who?
He had a
Like
girlfriend
he's had
the
a
first time he
couple
hooked up with Ilya.
girlfriends. Yeah.
Oh.
Thing. No, it was when he first met Ilya, and he was like, "Wait, what? Like, why am I thinking about that?"
Yes.
Because they both revealed that the first night when they met and they had that treadmill bike, whatever you want, they both later admit to each other that they both jerked off that night thinking about each other.
Okay, that's right. But yeah, so this wasn't Shane's like first girlfriend.
No, yeah, I knew
but
that.
But I think he's like finally seeing like,
like this is why it's not working.
It hasn't worked with
He
anyone
has like
else.
internal monologue that's like, yeah, like it's been fine, but like this feels so much better
and
and different.
It's interesting because in the show there are many points where he's confronted with someone being gay, and it's like a shock to him. Like that
he
is
doesn't
an
notice.
option. He's like completely completely blindsided by that entire concept. So he's just never thinking about it.
Right. He's just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like,
That's a
oh,
choice.
like,
That's
oh, I
something
just didn't
not
think
a
about
choice.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
That's something that like I can do. Like, okay,
right.
cool.
So I think one of my favorite scenes in the show was when we're with Rose and Shane and Ilya and Ilya's girlfriend at the time in the club.
One that he's just like
Break
the random
it down,
girl at the club.
who wants but the moment where they play the song.
All the things you said,
all
all
the
the things you
things
said,
you
running
said,
through my head. We were all dancing on the couch.
Oh yeah, dude.
Who wants to break down that moment?
The soundtrack is so good.
Talk about the tension there, because I think that's when they realize, oh, you know,
This is more.
This is more.
So
I
I'll say
want
in
you.
the book the like stuff that you get, and then Roar, if you want to give us like the TV, version, right? Because in the book it's very similar, but we have Shane's inner monologue saying like, I know what she wants me to do right now. She wants me to like touch her, but like I don't really want to do that. Like I'm kind of just here. He notices that other guy and is like, wait a minute, isn't that Ilya's teammate?
Right.
Yeah.
He sees Ilya and he just stares at him. He's like super depressed that like Ilya's like being a little nasty freak with this girl on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Knowing that he's watching.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
they have just like this moment of like,
Yeah, it's very much like they both realize they're jealous of each other,
But they won't say it.
But they won't say it, and then it's also like painful that they can't be
I know.
together in that
It's so
moment. You know?
Yeah, they can't go out and fuck away the pain.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was interesting because the whole show, you know that Shane is pining. This is the first time that you really see
Yes.
Ilya like feeling the same
Yes.
way. Like
Yeah.
that was the big thing for me.
So true.
Is like he was, thinking about, okay, what do I normally do when I'm in Montreal? I'm with Shane. I can't because he has a girlfriend. I want to go get laid. I want to go have fun. I need to like be distracted. And then he sees him anyway because it's a story and we love the tropes. And he acts up. He's like, well, if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna do this right in front of you. Even though like Shane knows that he's been fucking other people, and that's his ladies' man and all that.
Yeah.
Was in the show Miles, right? Is like sort of a character. Is that similarly in that scene
there.
with the club?
He doesn't like come up and dance.
Yeah.
I was like,
what
Miles?
visually? When you guys were looking at that whole scene, like, how did it visually play out in the book versus the show? And like, were you surprised? Like, that was exactly what you just because I think that's the most one of the interesting.
Yeah,
I think it was mostly the same except for Miles.
Yeah, I think it's mostly
I was like,
the same.
oh, what he doing back
But
there?
Right.
yeah, Rose's friend Miles, who is gay in the show, is like dancing a little bit with Shane or like behind him and Rose, and yeah, that didn't happen in the book.
Makes sense. I mean, not that it matters. I just
no, but I think it did. Like, it showed more of like, okay, if you're not picking up the Miles thing, here you go. Like,
Right.
if you weren't paying attention, here you go.
which he's not. He's not paying attention.
Right.
Like, he's completely
Yeah.
So
I think another thing, well, I want to hear y'all's perspective on the spice. As you know, we like our spice here on Call Her Shadow Daddy. And I thought the show started out really strong with like, they're like, well, we're going
I thought we were
at
going
it.
to see Hog, and I was kind of mad we didn't. I kept being like, the Hog is right there.
They did a
Well, it's
really
only
good
mature
job.
rating, like-
That would
got
put
that
us onto
triple
a
X.
different website.
Right.
Okay? And we're not going on
right,
that
less
one.
mainstream.
Yeah, as a reminder, this pod is not for kids, or the show, or that book. But I did feel like it kind of simmered out as far as the number of sex scenes. But in the book, Nick and I can tell you, Roar, they are fucking every
time they
chapter.
meet up
Wouldn't
together.
you be? I mean,
Yeah, no, but
Everyone knows how this goes.
100%. But it was interesting because I felt like you didn't get that in the show as much.
Right, because like especially at the very beginning, because like for those first like 3 years that they kind of breeze through in like the first episode of the show, like I feel like they're hooking up every time they play each other.
It's also fair though because it's like
that would be like okay.
They have
it's
so
like
they have
a
six.
porno.
They
You
have.
don't have to make it a TV
So it was
show.
they didn't have unlimited budget, right? They have 6 episodes. They have 6 episodes, and they were trying to make it like, okay, the sex is the storytelling, but if you have too much, it's interesting though because it wasn't
There's
until
a
today,
balance.
round 3, where I was realizing how little sex there is in the last half of the show.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that until today. I was like,
sorry, and I was just gonna say that I liked how they did that in the show better because
Right.
there was a point in the book where I started to just like kind of
eyes
glaze over.
glazing
I'm like,
over.
oh my god, they're
like,
sucking
we
each
get
other's
it.
dicks again. Like I'm glad for them,
Well,
but
that's
like I've
yeah,
seen this
you
6
can fade to
times.
black. You don't
Like,
have to keep
exactly.
describing
I'm
it.
like, okay,
We all know
like
what's
I don't
happening.
care.
Yeah,
Like I got
yeah.
it. You know?
Like I think they were really intentional about
yes.
like time is passing and they're getting closer physically, and then like that the flashes, right? Like the juxtaposition between
that was
being
perfect.
slammed against the
Yes.
hockey wall and then being
Oh, I
slammed
loved
against
that.
the pillow.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was so good. That
was like,
cut.
that was a crowd pleaser.
That
was.
cut. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this good talking of this spice, like Rachel Reed, the author, did not hold back again in this book.
But once again, it was highbrow.
Yeah, it was.
She did not use ribbons.
I was gonna say not strings of semen or whatever.
She did not do
Terrible.
ribbons once.
She's
Terrible.
mixing up. Maybe she listened to the pod.
She listened to the pod
and then went
right.
back and edited
the book.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because the timing works out.
Oh, we talk about the ribbons in our last episode about Game
So you better
Changers,
listen to
so go listen to that. But should we do our dramatic reading?
Yes.
And then probably the Scoville scale.
Yes.
We can do the show and the
And the
book.
book. All
But
right.
yeah,
here's
we're
our
handing it
reading.
over to Nick.
Shane felt the wet heat of Ilya's tongue lapping at his hole, and he had never experienced anything like it. It was impossibly intimate. It was so bold and fearless and so Ilya.
So, Ilya.
You guys think about that? The wet heat of Ilya's tongue lapping at his hole. It
You
sounds
know,
like a dog at a watering
I was
hole.
going to say,
course, it's
lapping was a bold
Lapping was
choice.
in there. Lapping was like I feel like what she used instead of ribbons this time. That I started to be like Rachel.
Like, stop on the lapping.
The
like,
lapping-
I think licking would have been fine.
licking.
Like, call it what it
the
is.
lapping.
I just think sometimes when you're writing, it's just like you can't use the same words. Like you get
Right,
tired of using
like,
the
get a
same words.
thesaurus.
You're literally on synonym.com or whatever.
But
Yeah,
I
but-
also want to say that I read like the author's note at the very end, and
Okay.
she said that she read this whole book, like every passage out loud to her husband.
Oh, I remember.
Get you a husband that will listen to
Yes.
you reading your gay man
I was gonna say, but did
fanfic
he
or
enjoy
whatever.
that? Because that's another conversation.
Honestly, we love that for them.
Yeah,
And we support.
We support
But like,
them.
I was like, you know what? But he couldn't tell you that the lapping. Maybe he
Yeah.
just felt that I was
Maybe
out of his
he
league.
didn't-
He
Well,
just wanted to be
maybe he
supportive.
was just
I don't
doing,
know.
like
Rachel,
not for
Reed's husband,
notes.
would you like to
Yeah.
come on the pod?
Yeah.
We'd love to talk
Right.
to you.
Or Rachel.
Or Rachel.
Right.
Anyone.
Or
Anybody.
Jacob.
or Hudson Williams, or
Or
what's his
Story.
name?
Connor
Yeah.
Story. Yes.
But yeah, that was a spicy scene.
Is this when he first starts getting his ass eat? Is
Yeah,
this the first
yeah.
time? Okay, because that was one
Which
thing that we
haven't gotten that.
Yeah.
We didn't get that in Game Changers.
No, we didn't. I was like, okay, and
so
So
I
they
think
both know
that.
that, because in Game Changers, they both know they're gay and they have slept with other men.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this definitely upped the spice. I think it was similar to Game Changers, but whereas we got the same amount of sex, we got some webcam stuff again.
We got the jerking off in front of the other one thing.
Yeah, but then we upped the ante.
We did. I think this one was up the ante from last time. So do you want to Scoville it?
Yeah. So what's above the ghost pepper?
Above the ghost pepper is...
Because I think last time
Trinidad
I gave it a
Scorpion.
Okay, I think I might give this a Trinidad
Which is
Scorpion.
one below the Carolina, which is the highest
yeah,
level.
I mean, maybe, or it's like an extra spicy ghost pepper.
Yeah. I
don't
can't
know.
remember what I gave
what
the
do you
last
think,
one.
Nick?
I think I gave it a habanero. I can't remember. Because I think I was going to give it something low, but then you convinced me that it should be more. On pure volume.
Yeah.
I don't know.
These units jump, like, there's space in between.
They're made up.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to go with my own version of what a chocolate habanero is, because I don't know what that is, which is where there's a lot of spice, but it's also very sweet.
Oh, wait, that's like
So-
a perfect description
I
of
know.
this book.
And I don't know if the chocolate habanero is
Especially,
really like that, but
especially
that's what
when
I think.
Ilya learns it's his first time, and
I
so
know,
he's
it's
like, "Let me
so-
slow it
there-
down.
there's
You're
so
scared.
much
I'm not scared. No, it's okay to be
Sweetness and tenderness between
I was
these
a little
men.
bit-
But before, or sorry,
ahead, no.
I did say I want to make sure we get Roar's Scoville
Yes.
scale of the show.
Oh,
Yeah, like compared to other TV shows, how
Other
spicy.
BL shows you watch.
well,
spicy do you
that's a.
think this
I mean,
is?
that's a whole can of worms. Because the country really matters when it comes to boys' love, because we
yeah.
are not like, universally accepting of like gay relationships.
Yeah.
There's a lot of censorship, especially in Asian TV, which is where most of my boys' love expertise comes from.
Okay.
So, like,
Because
is
there's not a lot of
censorship, like-
Western boys' love that's good, quite frankly.
Yeah.
You're the expert. We trust you.
So yeah, just
But I do no. I think you guys are right on the money. I'm not chocolate habanero, ghost pepper situation, like, because you see a lot. In fact, you
ass
see
went
so
crazy.
much. You're like, oh my god, if there's one angle camera slip, or
sure.
the privacy pouch like just doesn't do its thing, like you're seeing everything.
The intimacy coordinator was locked in.
Yeah,
she was there,
yeah.
and she was making sure
Yeah.
that
She
we
had to
didn't
be.
see anything.
Yeah.
Well,
that
it
we
was
didn't
interesting.
see.
Yeah, it was interesting because they filmed a lot of those scenes normally, and then they became really good friends. They all like chemistry offset, right? They're friends,
Yeah.
and then they were like, "Oh, we're best friends, and now we have to kiss." Like that was a thing, and I'm like, it doesn't seem like you were bothered.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
yeah. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
if you got the impression from me and Nick that like, yes, there's fewer sex scenes in the show, but it's still a
They're
spicy
like,
show.
they're
Like,
effective.
They're showing a lot.
Yeah.
They're effective.
They're
That's a great
effective.
point.
We didn't see the hog, but I felt like it was there. In
We
spirit.
did see
Yeah.
ass,
and
though.
we did see
a-
hog via dick
Wait,
pic.
can we talk
Right.
about the
asses?
perfect ass in
Those
the-
asses,
And that arch.
you guys.
But
those,
especially Ilya.
the arch. Ilya's ass
Yeah.
could move mountains.
It could end and start wars.
It
You
could.
were so-
Yeah,
you know how they
wait.
used to like
Literally
fight-
Helena of
full
Troy.
stop.
What do you want?
That ass is Helena of Troy.
Yeah, that ass is Helena.
Confirmed.
Oh my
Give it a
God.
name.
We need the workout routine. We need the skincare routine
Yeah,
because that thing was smooth as a baby's
Ilya,
body.
come on.
Okay, that thing was
Or
crazy.
Connor's story is
Connor's
on-
story?
Yeah.
Give us a tell all.
I know
about
you're
the
gonna be on
ass.
SNL soon, but also come
Show
on the
your
pod.
ass.
Okay, we were talking about like the sweetness and the
Yes.
tenderness. I want to come back to that because I felt
Yes.
like Rachel did such a good job
Yeah.
of creating this like not only the tension, but again, like she did in Game
yearning.
Changers, the yearning, the butterflies,
know.
and then once you finally get that they like both like each other,
And you're
it's
like,
so sweet and like they just have such a great intimacy.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm curious.
And I think a
y'all's
lot of that
thoughts
is.
on
I feel like a lot of that is kind of off screen in the show. Like the real like, this is my my first sort of relationship that I really, really like for Shane, right? Because he's not talking to anyone about this. So it's all in his head, which you don't see in the show where you would in the book. So
Yeah.
that's the part
Right.
where I'm like, I wonder how much I'm really missing.
Yeah, I feel like that was one strength. And then I always wonder that when they make like, book to TV adaptations because there's usually so much like inner monologue.
Right.
And you're
Yeah,
like,
it's
how
hard.
are they going to communicate this without being like, oh, like
Yeah.
saying
He's talking to
it out loud?
himself weirdly, yeah, or has a journal, which would be so out of character,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think they did a good job with the like texting between the two of them.
Yeah.
They used, I felt like some of the times when it would be like them typing and then not sending it, that was like the inner monologue that you would get like in the book.
Totally.
And so I thought that was a good way to like utilize the like, here's what I'm thinking but not saying.
Yes,
So I was like,
yes.
that was a good adaptation they made. I liked that.
Yeah,
There are a
I
lot
agree.
of really cool small things, you know, like they made sure that Ilya's English in the beginning was not nearly as good as it was towards the end. And like Shane, like the way he stood was more confident at the end. His hair was much better. Like I did not find Hudson Williams attractive until the latter half of the show, and then I'm seeing him out in the real world. So
yeah. No, they did a really good job.
And I do feel like book-wise, with the two of them, and like book-wise, this one I felt was so much stronger than the first book.
Agreed.
Now, do you think it's better writing or just a stronger,
better writing
character? The
I
couple
feel like
that you like more.
Maybe. I mean, personally, I love a sassy little guy like Ilya. I love when they're like that. I'm like, I can fix you. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
And we didn't get as much of that with Kip and Scott because they're just not like that. Yeah. And so it could just be a personal preference that I kind of liked the bad boy kind of thing that we had going on.
You like the Shadow Daddy?
Why do you think we have this?
Surprise! Nick liked the
Could it be her? Could it be her?
No, I agree. I like this one a lot better.
Yeah.
I think it just had more to stand on, more personality.
And I think that speaks to why it's Heated Rivalry and not
why they got one episode. And even watching the episode, I was like, okay,
because we did get a Scott and Kip who from Game Changers. It is one episode of the Heated Rivalry 6.
Yes,
and it is an important backstory for a plot point we'll get to.
Yeah.
But I do, since we were talking about Shadow Daddy, should we talk about?
Let's do it.
If Ilya
is
and
a Shadow
Shane
Daddy
is a Shadow Daddy.
All right. As a reminder, thank you, Roar, for pulling up. If you don't follow us, call her Shadow Daddy on Instagram. We have a pinned post with the Shadow Daddy criteria for your information, as well as the Scoville scale. Please follow us. We'll follow back.
It's very critical.
Let's start with Shane.
Shane. Okay. Tall, dark, and handsome. He's not tall.
But remember, we're gonna bubble this up to are they a hottie? Because we don't want to get too in the weeds. Right. So we're check.
Yeah, hot.
Check. Okay, hottie.
Tortured and traumatic past.
No, he has like a great
He loves his family.
Green flag, definitely.
No problem.
So, no.
Tough exterior, scary to most people. No, he's like a sweetheart. He's boring according to Ilya.
Yeah.
He's the perfect, does everything perfect.
Yeah.
Wields shadows, darkness, dark magic, which we kind of like to
we also are we're Ben's
very
specific
that
one too. But we're gonna say no for him.
It's a no.
Shane's not a
Shadow
Daddy.
Sorry, Shane.
Again, normally it's like one Shadow Daddy and one.
I think with Kip and Scott neither. Well, I think
we said Scott was. We said Scott
because he had the
because
traumatic
of his
past.
Fame and money was his power. Okay, let's do Ilya.
Ilya, tall, dark, and handsome.
Check.
Yep. Tortured and traumatic past.
The most.
Yep.
Tough exterior, scary to most. He's an asshole.
Right.
Yep.
See, I don't know that Scott is.
Well,
tough. Like
I think we went with
scary
tough.
to most.
Just,
Tough.
We
yes.
said because he was a hockey player. Right?
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
People.
I remember this. Okay.
He's a Shadow Daddy light.
Yeah,
right.
Shadow Daddy light.
He's like a Shadow Daddy, not like a Shadow Father.
Right.
This
right.
is like,
like Ilya is like Shadow Daddy.
Yeah.
So what do we think his like
a Shadow foster parent? Like.
Please.
We're gonna start a spin-off.
Not the Shadow foster parent. Okay.
So what do you think his power is? Ilya.
His money.
His dick.
His booty.
Yeah, it's that ass, dude.
That ass.
As a whole.
Like, I think it's just
honestly, I think it's like, and I like how much they did this in the show. We see how much he's there for Shane and gets Shane to open up and really come into himself and be his own person, and like he's supportive, but he's not overbearing. I think that's
in a way
Ilya's
where it's
power.
not like the obvious, I'm gonna help you come out. Like that's not that's not his coding,
No.
but it is the role that he was playing.
I think that's his superpower.
And I mean, there were multiple times when we were watching the show where he's like literally brooding like in a corner with a cigarette, like in the dark.
Right.
And we're like,
He's like,
how can you be less?
He
of a
read
Shadow
this
Daddy right
before he did the acting.
And like his, I don't know, maybe it's like his little Russian accent too. It just feels
just
very
everything.
Like, I don't know.
Very brooding. Very.
It's super brooding.
Yeah.
That was a good choice.
That was.
I agree.
So yes, congratulations, Ilya.
Congrats.
You are a Shadow Daddy.
Yeah.
You did it.
You did it. So going back to Scott and Kip, as we know from the Game Changers book, they have a big climax scene where they kiss when Scott wins the Stanley Cup. And so let's talk about
the cup.
The cup.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Maybe it's the Stanley Cup in the book.
In the
It
book,
is in the
it's-
book.
Yeah,
in the
sorry.
show.
They're
Yeah.
also, the team names I think are the real names.
Yes,
because
they
there's
are.
a big plot
It's-
point is that Ilya's on the Boston Bears and he has a bear tattoo. Cause
Yeah,
like
and they
Russian
took that
bear
out of
thing.
the. They took
I
that
know.
out of the show.
I was like, where's the
They
freaking
probably,
bear tattoo?
It's the whole, in the show, they
probably
were
had
like,
to
we're
pay.
not here to come for NHL. So they were like, we don't want any reason that this can't be mainstream.
Smart.
And so
That's
they
smart.
changed the names. Yeah, they
But
changed the
so
names. And it matters, but it doesn't
But
change.
I want to know what you thought about their episode, the Kip and Scott episode. Because I was like, let's hurry it up. I want to know what you thought.
I
That's
mean,
good-
yes, that. But I think what was really great about it was to give the impact that you really needed for the Admiral's Cup, like, coming out scene. You needed to know what that backstory
Yes,
was.
yeah.
And I really liked the cinematography of they're at the Sochi Olympics. The three of them are talking about, wow, must be really brave. And you first go into kind of like what Shane does after that with Ilya's dad. Ilya's just like losing the Olympics, and then they take you back to that scene. You both were confused. You were like, did we already watch this? They're wearing the same things, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I think they were really intentional with the fashion when they went back in time, because they were like, okay, remember, this is what they were wearing. Like, this is the same
The
scene.
wired headphones.
I'm gonna skip a little ahead, but like in the like event where Scott is like winning an award or announcing an award,
Yeah.
whatever, and Elena's there, she's in this beautiful red dress, and you're supposed to remember that she's in the blue red dress because afterwards they go, he's like, oh, the speech. Kip leaves, and then afterwards you're like, oh, now you have the speech. You're supposed to know that like it's the same night, but they're telling the story out of order.
I see.
At least to me, that's intentional
That makes
because
sense.
like otherwise you're like, is this the same?
Yeah.
But I think Scott and Kip's episode was cute. Like it was necessary.
We needed
But yeah,
the
the whole
background.
time I was like, okay, I'm ready
Let's
to
get
go
back.
back.
Yeah, I'm like, where's my shadow daddy?
because I'm like, I only get 6 episodes. Like, you're
Yeah.
taking a whole episode away from me.
Yeah.
But Kip was cute. I wish Scott was a little more attractive.
We had thoughts about Scott.
No shade to Francois. I'm sorry. You did a great job, but I just, like, I'm not into it as much as I wish I
I'm
could
gonna
have
post
been.
this on the Instagram. The guy from Flushed Away, the cartoon character.
Nick, I told
That's-
you not to go.
Mo told me not to do this, but I don't care. She can't control me. I will
Nick
post it
runs
on
our
the IG.
socials.
Yeah, if you're wondering, it's me. Mo has no idea what I'm doing out there.
She's running wild.
I don't
on
even
road.
tell her.
Okay, I'm bringing us back to that this moment of the kiss between
Yes.
Scott and Kip is a huge moment for our boys Shane and
Ilya.
thank you. Because it opens them up to like, oh, this is actually someone's out now in the hockey community.
And it's pretty
This is something
fast.
we could do.
Right, it's pretty fast because immediately I'm coming to the
coming
college.
to the
Oh
college.
yeah, that was,
Right? Like, that's a
classic.
huge scene.
Yeah, they see this on TV and they're like, oh my gosh, and then Ilya decides like, I'm gonna go to Shane's cottage
Because Shane has
for the
asked him
summer.
a couple times now if he will go to his cottage,
Yeah.
and Ilya has not responded. He keeps
Yeah.
being like maybe, or like
Maybe.
I don't know, and then he's like, I'm coming to the cottage.
Let's talk about the cottage. What happens?
Well,
at the
first of all, it ain't a cottage; it's a mansion.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my god, it was beautiful in the
Cottage is not
Yeah.
quite.
show. He's
the
like,
right word.
oh, I didn't buy it. I had it built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Casual.
And it's the cottage scene is kind of like their utopia because they don't
Right.
have to be hiding anything. They're not like sneaking around in hotel
Yeah,
rooms.
it's exciting but terrifying because it also means the next big step in the relationship.
Yes.
You don't just go, spend 2 weeks in a remote place with someone you're just casually fucking.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
No.
it was very much the next step, and they finally like admit that I think to themselves,
Yeah. And
but
then
to
to
each
each
other.
other. Yeah.
And it's so freaking sweet.
And then you
It's so
learn that like
sweet.
Ilya, and
They
I don't know if
say,
this is the
"I
same in the
love
book, but he had not slept with anyone last time since the
Yes.
last time they were together. Like he's
You
not
know,
yeah,
fucking
stuff
other
in the
people.
book too, and
Which
you can
I-
tell Shane's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the whole sexist
It was-
storytelling thing. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, when that changes, right? Like when you're like, oh, I actually don't want to do this with anyone else.
Yeah.
That's a big moment.
Yeah.
so cute.
And yeah, they just have like lots of sweet moments. They're cooking burgers
I
together.
know.
They're swimming.
Okay, but remember what we said about the burgers? Because
Yeah.
it's in the book too.
Yeah.
Where he's like, the recipe called for 8, and I don't remember if it was Roar or Mo said, why do you need a recipe for burgers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Great question.
You got, that's
He
a
must
good
have
one.
just got the ground beef and then he was mixing it with
Right.
his hands.
It
but
must
then
have
like,
been
they
super
keep the-
fancy.
Yeah, it's something fancy. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, he's a luxurious man.
So what's the big thing that happens at the cottage though? Besides the "I love you" moment, I think was the biggest
The
thing.
I love you was, well, I also want to say, like, this is again where it's like the very intimate moments when he tells him about when Ilya tells Shane
Shane
about
about
his
his
mom,
Yes.
and it's like, heartbreaking and like they're so sweet to each other, and it's just like
so nice when Shane was like, can we just be honest and open and real with each other? And he was like, I can try. And it's like, well, when you give that space to Ilya, he really can come forward. Yeah,
there really had been so much like hiding and pretending, not necessarily like in a manipulative way, but just like, I'm not ready to admit this to myself. And because if we do want to be together, like, we don't even know how to do that. It's scary.
And in the show, you don't see a lot of them talking, like not having full sentence conversations. Like they're always in passing in the show.
Yeah,
like,
that's
passing
true.
in the night.
Ships in the night.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's really that same vibe in the book, but that to me, the cottage it's a slowdown. It's like they actually don't know a ton about each other.
Yeah.
They're like, I think Shane, you know, when Ilya mentions, like, talking about your parents, Una and David, right? And I think he was surprised to know that Ilya knew his parents' names.
Right.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, like, and the things with, like, the ginger ale and the Coke, right? Like, they watch these specials about each other, or they know these things.
It's
and it's
cute.
like, or there's, like, that little, like, Easter egg where he says, like, oh, going down, like, a YouTube rabbit hole, and we're like, we know you're looking at videos of Ilya, like, all night long.
As we all are.
As we all will as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the other thing that happens at the cottage is that, who is it? Shane's dad shows up to get his charger or something.
He's so stupid.
And like, sir, go DoorDash one. Like, I don't know why you're going to get, like, go buy one.
He did call ahead of time, though.
Okay, but like, still, don't just show up. I honestly,
Unannounced.
Shane should have just been like, you crossed my boundaries, screw you. But,
Well,
like,
what's interesting
So
is that that's their
for
family
the
dynamic.
listeners, so they know Shane's dad comes.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
getting into it.
We're-
He comes and he sees them.
Yes.
He sees
in
them
each other's
making
arms,
out.
yes.
Yeah. And he doesn't know, he hasn't
books
come
it.
out to his parents. So the dad literally
Right.
is like, what?
Yeah.
And gets in his car and
like,
drives away.
He's out of there, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then Shane and Ilya. Shane's kind of freaking out.
He has a crash out multiple times per
crash
episode. And every other page of the book.
Ilya is so freaking sweet.
He's so sweet. He's like, it's gonna be okay.
One would think he's done this before, which he obviously has not. Like, he was just so
But
good
yeah,
at them.
I think he's just a great, mature guy.
He's so cute.
But so they go to the parents' house and they basically have a sit-down conversation where Shane's like, yo, I'm gay. Yo, I've been dating my arch nemesis.
Yeah, I don't hate him, I love him. That was
I
a
love
really
him.
poignant thing to say.
It was so sweet. And the parents
because the mom is like a
are
hockey
little
mom,
shocked
right?
at first.
And so
Yeah,
she's
they
like,
honestly don't give a fuck that he's gay.
No.
In fact, they knew.
Yes, they say.
Yeah.
We thought, but we didn't think that it would be him. Like, that's
like-
really what their issue is.
Yeah,
Right.
they're like, this Russian
Like,
guy.
there weren't any nice men in Montreal. Like,
And then I feel like they hit the like things are going better because like the mom's like, I'm so sorry, like you didn't feel like you could tell me, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then like once again Shane has like another like mini panic attack and like gets faint, and Ilya's like there to be like, you're fine, like your boyfriend's here, and he's like, my boyfriend.
Yeah.
They did that really well.
Well,
in the
I just
show,
love that they
scene.
showed it in front of the parents.
I
Of like,
know.
oh, this man knows our son.
Yeah.
Like, that was like
Yes.
a final like
Yes.
accepting moment of like, actually, he knows him more than we do
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
the 10 years. Like,
Yeah.
since rookie season? That's
I know
crazy.
they were like, I was nervous when the book first started because they were like 17. And I was like, please don't do a sex scene. Please let them be 18 just for my own mental health. Like,
Right.
I don't want to read that. Like, please.
We don't want to have to
and
talk
we were
about
good.
that
We were
on the
good.
pod.
I was
We
like,
were
thank you,
good.
Rachel.
Right.
And I think this is also when he's talking with the parents, this is when they start coming up with their plan for like, so they're, it's kind of funny to me, their whole thing, it's less about like, oh, that we're gay. I mean, that's a thing, but now Scott and Kip have kind of broken that barrier
Right.
a little bit, right? It's
Right.
still a big thing, but they're more like, people won't understand why two rivals could be
know.
lovers. And I'm kind of like, I feel like the people could get over that.
Well, yeah, they're like, people are gonna be
I don't
betrayed. And it's like, well,
know.
we all know
Maybe-
that this is money, right? This is the league.
That's kind of what the
Yeah.
mom's
to
doing,
create.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like,
we can use this.
I'm not a huge sports person, but I don't think I'd be like, oh my gosh, how could these two people on rival teams? I
Right.
don't know.
I believe it would open an entirely new fan base. If they were like,
Oh, right.
these two quarterbacks
Right.
are fucking,
Yeah.
I would be like, get me all the jerseys.
Yeah.
Get me the cable
Yeah,
package.
like,
I
that's
am
funny. I
locked
mean,
in.
Some people take sports very seriously.
That's
I know.
true. Yeah.
Like, they're
so,
like to the death.
like, so because of that, they're like, okay, let's kind of like have a slow intro. And what
they
do
have a whole
they
plan.
decide? What's their plan? Who wants to talk about it?
Oh, the plan
ahead.
is that now that Ilya is going to be a free agent, he's going to sign with Ottawa, which is only 2 hours from Montreal. And they're going to become, because it's normal for like them to be like friends now because they're not on like as rival teams.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're not
They're-
like
they're
the
old
youngest
men
anymore.
now.
They're older,
Yeah.
they're like 26.
Yeah.
Right.
They're old and washed up. And they're going to create a foundation together, the Arena Foundation, for Ilya's mom that's going to benefit like mental health, suicide prevention. It's going to be a camp, like a hockey camp.
Yeah. And so they do like a press announcement where they announce that together to like show like, hey, we're friends. And then
we have a reason to be seen in public.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
we'll find out in the next book or the next season.
Yeah, well, so it was interesting because in the show, it kind of ended with that. But in the book,
there's an
there's an all-star game in the epilogue.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. Because Ilya was like, I don't know,
So
I
a
might
second
kiss you
all-star
on
game.
the ice.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, we're going to get another kiss on the ice climax, my favorite. And that doesn't happen.
Well, of course
it
not.
doesn't. I know.
Otherwise,
but
it wouldn't be like 5 other books.
But so, yeah, there is the next book not in the series,
but with
there's
them,
more. But the next book with them is called Long Game, and I wrote down the quote where she like alludes to it in this book. It's I'm playing the long game here. So yeah, whatever it takes, I'm in. Shane says that to Ilya. So that's
because also isn't there because also in the book there's this part where it's like a deleted scene. Did you read that?
Oh, the dinner at Hayden?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
I did read it. I skimmed it because I wanted to know.
Oh, was it like choose your own adventure? You could skip a chapter?
Well, it was a like bonus after the end of the book. Like,
okay.
Here's
more.
I wrote a dinner about
yeah. Okay, but listen up.
Right. I want to know
because I read it because I was like maybe this will be in the show.
Okay.
So
it was
this
not.
it was not. Honestly, good. But I don't know. Let's hear
it. Let's hear it.
He has dinner. It's Ilya, Shane having dinner at Hayden's house
Hayden
with
and Jackie.
Who Hayden is Shane's teammate.
Yes, the one who
And
goes to the
good
aquarium
friend.
with.
And good
that
friend.
one
Has like many
because
children.
at this point, Shane has told him that he's with Ilya.
Oh, that's cool.
But Hayden does not take it well, and like this dinner is like a
so
disaster.
Hayden is everyone that they're afraid of.
Yes.
Like representing
It ends
what
up-
the response.
He still
Okay.
like loves Shane and is
course.
supportive,
But,
but
like,
he just can't get over
him and Ilya are kind of just like, because Ilya's kind of like an asshole, so they like
Right.
kind of like
They're
egg
at
each other on,
yeah.
and Hayden says something like, like of all people you had to pick like Ilya fucking Rozanov, and then like Shane's like, this isn't about you, basically. What we were talking about earlier, like it's not about you, and then everything's fine.
Right.
But I was glad it wasn't in the show because it was kind of just like I was like,
Wouldn't
I
have
don't
been
want to
necessary.
deal with.
Well, I also think
Yeah.
there would have had to be so much they needed to skip to get to that
Yeah, we
point.
didn't.
Like I don't see Shane.
I think that's why it was a deleted scene of the book.
Right, I was like,
Well,
I don't see Shane being able to easily sit down at dinner and talk to his teammates about this. As someone who only watched the show.
Yeah.
No.
So
Like,
I do
wouldn't get
think the name Heated Rivalry
was
a good title. Like, it was heated and they are rivals.
And they were rivals.
That said, we love to do our alternate titles here on the pod. So we're gonna share some titles here. Who wants to go?
I'll go first because mine
have
are always
many.
the worst. So I'll go first. And mine,
Do we
I
want
wrote
to
these...
alternate? Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, this one also it doesn't really make as much sense with the show because they don't
It's
talk
more
as
of a
much.
book one.
It's Russian Bear River because he has a bear tattoo, and also he says that Shane is like a fountain. He's always leaking.
Oh my god,
So-
that's not bad. I love that. I
That's a good
also
one.
had a
It's nice.
Russian one. Russian to Canada. Like there.
Russian to Canada.
Russian to
I like it.
Canada.
Oh my god, there's a little apostrophe at the end.
Oh, yeah.
like it.
Roar, you got one.
Okay, my first one is straw plus berry plus ass.
Yeah!
And I don't think that needs much of an explanation,
No, it
but
does not.
the name of the smoothie shop that
love
kid
it.
works at is Straw plus
I
Berry.
love
love
that
it.
one. This one was
That's good.
Which is not untrue.
Yeah, that could be
They
like
could've
the
done a lot with
series
this.
name. Okay. Remember I talked about it being a slow burn? Okay. Better get some ice for that slow burn.
Hey, I like that.
That wasn't my best, but here we are.
can't all be
My
perfect.
next one, the tuna melt tango.
Okay, we need to talk
Oh,
about the
the
tuna
tuna
melt real
melt.
quick.
Yes.
Because, we talked about this while we were watching the show, but I marked it in my book because I was like, this is the least sexy food you could think of. Like,
Right.
have you
I
ever
wonder
been
why.
in a home
So the-
when someone opens tuna? It fucking stinks.
So the
Right.
background is that Ilya has Shane over, and this is the first time
time.
it's kind of they're doing more than just getting it on.
In the hotel, yep.
And Ilya's like, I'm gonna make you a tuna melt, and it's a sweet moment because he's like, showing he cares for him. But we're like, a tuna melt? No, I love a good tuna melt.
I know, and it did influence me. I literally had a tuna melt yesterday, and it was so freaking good. But I was like, this does not make me be like, yeah,
But
tuna melt.
I like the
Yeah.
tuna melt.
Well, what's
tango.
interesting is
Really?
tuna melt tango. I mean, I've never had a tuna melt. So this was not something that was a big deal when I was watching the show.
But you know how tuna smells.
Oh, no, I know. I don't think that was a great choice. My point is, like, he's trying to play it off. It's like, I was going to make one for me, and I'll make one for you. And it's like, no, he's ready. He was prepared. Yeah, like, he makes sure the food is perfect. Yeah. That's what he does. Yeah. That's what he does.
He made everything work for his dad and his brother, even though they were shitty.
He does. I relate to that on so many levels.
It's definitely relatable.
Giving and giving. And
you're like, he was saying more. Yeah.
Yes. I know I loved when he did that. Okay, anyways.
Do we want to do one final from each?
I have one.
No, I have so many. I have to say all of them.
Okay,
well, I'll give you my last one, which was alphabet soup. Because alphabet, LGBTQIA, we don't know what letter of the alphabet they are.
Okay.
Alphabet soup.
Okay, there you go.
Oh my God, I love it.
Okay, mine is an allusion kind of to a very popular Shadow Daddy series, which is A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Otherwise known as ACOTAR, because some people don't know how to read.
ACOTAR. A Court of Ice and Rivals.
I like it.
I thought it was rolls off the tongue.
Okay.
All right. What else you got?
I have 3 more. Okay. Pass the ginger ale kid.
Oh, okay.
Pass the ginger ale
I thought you said
kid.
passenger at first.
It's a 2 different. Yeah, there's ginger ale, and then when he goes down on Shane for the first time, he's like, "Well, let me show you how to do this." Kid.
I thought you said passenger rail, like the Amtrak.
No, I guess I'm just slurring my words.
No, I'm just not
Pass the ginger ale.
Pass the ginger ale makes a lot more sense.
And then because I saw the dramatic reading ahead of time, I was thinking,
yes.
Lap up that ring around the Rosanov. Around the Rosanov, you know what I mean?
It's coming hard.
Okay, my last one is Ilya and the Icy Hot Gang.
Oh,
because Icy Hot Sports.
You're gonna have to be.
I came with all these today for the record.
You're gonna, these are good.
We're putting you on a consulting contract because mine are always shit. I need you to help me so I can compete with Mo.
Those were good.
Those were good.
God damn. Well,
okay. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I think we.
I have a couple, but you go first.
Can we talk about the women of the show?
That's what I was gonna.
Okay, I feel like that. I mean, of the book or whatever. I think these are the queens. These are like queens of the show. I love. Sometimes in BL, the women are like very much passive characters. They're not like they don't have really strong roles. A lot of times they're like kind of idiots and like really try to focus on the men, which I get. Because a lot of shows are heterosexual and you have the women taking the crown. But I felt like every woman in this show, from the moms to the sisters to all of it, was just they were really, really good and played a very critical role in the relationship. Like where would these boys be without all of these? Without Rose, without Maria, 100%. Without Elena? Like I feel like they all were just very supportive, and I like that.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we were saying like. Even if they don't like women, like these men still would be nothing without the women in their lives. Like they are the ones that help them get where they need to be. So basically just remember, men are trash, even if they're gay.
Right. And I think that was intentional for Rachel Reed, right?
Yeah,
like,
I think
telling
she
some
wanted
stories.
Yeah, and she's like showing it's not just one person. It's like, you know, all these supportive friends and family.
There was this scene, I'm going to get a little into the details here, but
we love it.
When you have Scott giving that award or whatever, and they're in the tuxedo, and that's when Kip's like, when Elena comes.
Yes.
And she's in her beautiful red dress. Also, all the women were hot, just to be clear.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let me make it close to the microphone. I say that. And they go on the dance, and he's like, I'm a kid or whatever. And then she's like, he's really, really happy, but he's also miserable.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's like, what? I'm surprised to hear this, whatever. I'm doing my best. I was very upfront with him. And she's like, yeah, I know. Like, you seem great, but we both deserve sunshine. And that reminded me of
that's good.
A Grey's Anatomy scene where, spoiler alert if you haven't watched Grey's Anatomy, where Christina and Meredith are talking. And Meredith is also in a hidden relationship with Derek at that time. And Christina is like, he's very shiny, he's very bright, but he's not the sun. You are? And I always remember that. Wow. I always remember that. Like, that's my advice to people who are about to get married, even though I've never been married, of like, just remember, like, you are the sun, and like, he should orbit around you kind of thing, and vice versa. Depends on the story, but that reminded me of that, of just like, women supporting, and also being like, I understand, but also like, you need to take care of yourself, and that is what Kip ended up doing, and I think he needed to be empowered to do it. Worked, because Scott was like, shit, I can't live without him.
But he needed to hear that. Yeah, for sure. That's great. Yeah. I love that.
Any other final thoughts? I have 2 dumb things from the show that I wanted to add.
Get in there.
When Scott came on at one point, we all said that we had the ick. I don't know what it was.
I think it was the too tight of the Under Armour.
Under Armour, dude, I was terrified. terrible.
was
And
something that wasn't
he
right.
painfully runs, bro.
Yeah, the running.
Like, they should have, when he,
If you're supposed to be, like, one of the best athletes, like, you need to run in your audition.
Yeah.
As I say, who, like, literally can't run, like, one freaking, like...
Yeah,
foot.
I just don't think they planned it, but he just looks genuinely in pain. And I'm like, I think that's meant to be, like, you know, he's 100,000 years old, according to Ilya.
Yeah.
But,
And he looks like the flushed away guy, which will be on Instagram. The other thing, though, that I just thought was funny was, because I know we had talked about, like, okay, maybe this was, like, a little bit low budget. Like, not in, like, a low budget way, but, like...
The limited budget.
Yeah.
Like, one of which where, like, Scott's giving his speech, and we're like, why is Kip walking at the bar? But, like, during his speech, they still piped in. There's, like, you know when you're...
laughter!
Like, laughter and, like, a random cough. Like, you know when you're watching a speech, and then you'll just hear, like, the... They had those, like, piped in, and I was like, you know what? Props.
Like, they
thought about a lot. They were really trying their best.
But
Yes.
it made me giggle. And also, we were talking about... you were like, they're really hammering in that we're in nature. Like,
Come to Canada, visit Ottawa.
When they go to the cottage, it's like, you're always hearing bird
there's
sounds.
always some sound.
But I think, like, overall, I just think it was really well done.
Yes, it was a well done show. Absolutely.
I love the book.
Yeah.
I love the
Such
show.
powerful scenes, like Shane and Una
So
when he
good.
comes out, like Rose and Shane when Hudson Williams is just like nodding to her questions and shaking his head, like barely speaking, and it's like so powerful, so compelling, like.
And
was
we
so good.
we binged this like back to back to back, like only bathroom breaks, and it ended, and we wanted
were
more.
like, more!
I think that just goes to show how much we
was
enjoyed
so
it.
fun.
And we did decide we're gonna take a quick pause on the hockey books, but since they do have a second season coming out, eventually we're gonna read that and then do this again. So.
Yeah.
Like, stay tuned,
Yes.
but
don't worry, we will have our resident Heated Rivalry correspondent on
do
the
not
pod.
fret. Do
I'll
not
just clear
fret.
my schedule now.
So, we'll probably come back to the long game, because I'm assuming that's what they'll do for season 2. But for our next book, we're going to get back to our bread and butter of that kind of unhinged, dark romance. A reader actually suggested this book, so thanks for the suggestion. It is
A reader or a listener?
Oh, a listener. Well,
okay,
she's
good.
also a reader.
Yeah, I just wanted to give props to your listeners.
Yes, a listener and a reader. The book is called Lights Out by Nerissa Allen.
All right.
We don't have. We forgot to pull up. Navessa. Okay, you know. Oh my god.
I just think you can read your own handwriting. No, she can read her own handwriting.
You're doing amazing, Mom. We love you.
Anyway, Lights Out. We don't have the synopsis up, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's a dark romance. It's a little unhinged. It comes recommended.
You can find the synopsis on social media later.
And also, we want to make it clear, like with our listener here, Roar, you don't have to read the book to listen to the podcast.
I would say, and again, leaning towards the microphone, I actually quite enjoyed not having read the books. So it's actually much better. It's much better that way. So it's 100% enjoyable.
That's a clip that I'm putting on the IG.
Okay? Put it on.
Well,
Roar, we so appreciate you being
thank you for having me. I need the social experience. This is great.
And thank you to our listeners. And
we can't wait to see it.
I will be listening to it later.
As you should.
As you should.
Okay, bye.
Bye.